Hello, spirit friends. Welcome to my channel where we'll be keeping a Jeep so you can rise and be awoken and no longer sleep. And today's topic is going to be about television. And I picked this topic because a lot of us have a lot of these different thoughts and visions that we may see and synchronicities that we may see every day on an everyday basis. Believe it, achieve it. Don't discreet it. Don't act like it's not there. It's there. Question 1 for Keeping the Jeep. Could television be solely used to program us literally for what they want us to know and think? 100%. They're not going to tell us everything. You know that. I'm pretty sure all of you guys that's on this channel right now know that. They're not going to tell us everything. And that just comes with the territory because we're ran by a whole bunch of elites or whatever you guys like to call them. We're ran by a whole bunch of guys or a whole bunch of people that's so powerful that they only gonna give us whatever they want us to know. Everything else we have to research or we have to use this. A lot of us don't like to use this. We all have the opportunity to use this right here, which is the mental, the brain. A lot of us don't like to go out of 30 to 40% of our brain. Most of us operate out of 20 to 30%, level of capacity with our brain, and our brain go beyond that. So just think of what we all can know if we all just use our mental. So they just give us a dumbed down version of what's really going on. That's all it is. Question 2 for Keeping the Jeep. Could the name television be named that because we are being told visions of the future, of what ifs, or already that's planned and they are just foreshadowing us before it takes place? A lot of us like to not believe it. A lot of us like to deceive it. A lot of us not receive it. And that's where we go wrong, especially as my color, So we gotta do better, man. As a collective. It ain't just my color. It's all of us all over the universe. We gotta do better because at the end of the day, if we keep laying down and acting like certain things ain't happening, certain things they get a pass on, certain things we don't care about, certain things that we just let ride, certain things that we don't pay attention to, and we act like it ain't happening even though it's affecting us, they don't always have the upper hand. Question 3 for Keeping the Jeep. Does television broadcast more truth or false narratives? Man, definitely a little bit of both. And the reason why I say that because it's always truth behind everything they put out, but do they dumb it down? Do they not tell us the whole story? Do they leave certain things out? Are they being 100% transparent with us? I think not. And that's because they know we ain't gonna do no research. When you start doing your research and you start pointing them out on, man, you didn't say this. Y'all didn't tell us this part though. When you start putting them on Front Street, they have to work a little harder. You have to give it all to us. I'm not gonna say what I want to say, but we have selective for ourselves. We can't blame them. You start with self first. Why are you looking outward for them to give you the answers when you can look inward? You can look inward to get the answers yourself. We gotta do more. We gotta do better. We gotta want to achieve these goals we got. We gotta want to know more about what they holding back from us. No, we want to seek more. We need more. We have to demand these things. And we have to do it as a group, as a collective. It can't just be one person. It can't be one set of people. It can't be one state. It has to be all of us on board at one time. That's what's going to bring the power. And without that, we're powerless. So question 4 for Keeping the Jeep. Could televisions ever go out of date one day? You're already out of date. A lot of us every tech season, not me personally, but a lot of us, a lot of our people, our skin complexion, my skin complexion, do the same thing every tech season. You go get a brand new TV to put on the wall, and get it hanged up. Why? You did that last year. You did that 2 years ago. You did that 3 years ago. You did that 4 years. Every year. Meanwhile, why I say it's out of date, because you don't pay attention to television until certain events and certain things that's going on, or certain shows, or certain things that's happening. You know, it's not an all year long thing. Why are we doing this? It's been out of date. It's just really, at this point, it's just for the convenience of how it looks. You know, somebody coming to your house when you have company, it look good with a big 50, 60 inch on your wall. It look good. I'm not gonna cap you down. It look good. But is it out of date? 100%. You know, it's phones. Phones is in date. I don't ever see phones going out of date until we all wake up. It takes us all to wake up before the phones go out of date. That's not going to ever go out of date. But TVs is out of date. Because everything we can see on TV and broadcast, we can do it on the phone. Literally. Every app that, Fire Stick or whatever, a Roku that you got on your phone, or on your TV can get, phones can already do. We halfway through our questions. That was all I have for you guys on question 4. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe, and make sure you guys leave comments. I'm going to keep this coming. I know it's been a while since I've been on the channel. I apologize for that. I sincerely apologize. I have people that's been, unsubscribing because I've been dealing with life. When life hits you, sometimes you can't, do nothing but fight it and get it up off. You can't do nothing but get it up off you. And, keep going. And that's what I've been working with. I try my best to keep it coming, as promised. So yeah, hold me to that. So moving on to question 5 for Keepinitgeep. Should some TV stations be banned in America? 100%. Because think about what they're giving us. Think about it. It's nothing for food for thought. Everything is just for right now. Whatever they're giving us. What new movie just came out? How is that useful? What new songs just dropped? How is that useful? What new clothing lines just finna come out? That failed at first, but that's coming back out. How is that useful for what's going on in today's time in today's society? But they're gonna broadcast this new AirPods that's coming out. I mean, let's just be real. It needs to be banned. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but it needs to be banned. How is that useful? It's a whole pandemic. Once again, it's finna be another pandemic. Wake up, please. Smell the coffee. Don't be alone in this. We need to all work together. We need to work together, man. Without each other, we have nothing. Moving on to question 6. What generation buys the most TVs nowadays? Easy work. We all know. What they call it? The YNs. I feel like now it's the YNs, Whatever you want to call those people. That's what it is. The YNs. And it sucks because it happened to be my complexion. That's buying all the TVs every year. Is it worth it? Is it knowledge that they're seeking when they buying these big televisions? Because they're not buying the 20 to 30 inch TVs anymore. It's 50, really 60 and up. It's 60 and up. Is it knowledge being incorporated with the mental? Is it knowledge being spread all over the television for their kids and their self and their grandparents and their mothers and fathers? Are they finding new information on these televisions when they hook them all up? I don't think so. But guess what? The new generation, and it's going to probably be that for a little bit longer. Is it going to be that forever? No. Because like I said, television been out of date. People just now slowly catching on to that. When you have big screen TVs hanging up in your living room and certain places and you don't even go in there, very seldom, once a month, but it's just for show. When you want to bring certain people over to your house, it's out of date. You just ain't caught on yet. You wasting money. That room is for nothing. So it just takes for us to grow mentally, to realize it, to do better, I should say. Question 7 for Keeping the Jeep. Why does it seem like all the TV programs of food for thought are being discontinued off air? Man, that's a beautiful question. You guys tell me, why is all the different channels like Discovery and certain different things that actually grow your mental capacity and actually keep you out of the box versus in? It's going off air. Think about all your childhood TV shows that you actually got the most knowledge from, that actually help you, when you was having a bad day or certain things weren't going your way, and your favorite TV show that came on that gave you food for thought, even if it was just an animal show, and it just gave you food for thought about certain animals, and it just gave you a fun fact. Those things are getting took off. Instead, there's what? More weird cartoons now that has same-sex things going on. And instead, there's, food channels. Yeah, food is informational, but who's giving the food channels? Who's giving us the food channels? The people that want us to be distracted. Question 8 for Keeping the Jeep. What was the best television era? The best television era to me was when everything was just legit and everything was just like foreshadowed for the greater good. You can actually learn something from it. I watch TV shows now, you don't learn nothing from it. I used to watch Baddies and can't think of really no other shows right now, but just different shows that don't really mean too much, don't have enough substance for you to elevate and keep growing. I come from an era where you used to be able to watch like Cartoon Network, Ed and Eddie, and learn certain life situations from that and how people treat you. Certain things to not deal with. Dexter's Laboratory, Jimmy Neutron, Nickelodeon, Jimmy Neutron, I came from that era where you can actually learn something with life. And they're starting to take all these things that mean so much to us when it comes to the mental, especially for our kids. And they programming us with things that don't matter. That's shallow. That's hurting us in the long run. That's going to give us problems. That's going to have us lacking knowledge. We got to want more. It's time, And with that being said, I appreciate you guys for, tuning into my channel and, staying tuned with my channel. I know it's been a little minute, and I appreciate you guys for, checking this new, vlog out. I'm going to keep it coming as promised. I appreciate you guys so much, and make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. Make sure you guys leave comments. And with that being said, that's all I have for you guys on today's vlog of Keeping It Jeep. An open mind should evolve but consciously teach.